Hey, what's up guys? This video, I'm going to show you how I saw some opportunities and I made some changes. So in the last video, we were having some tracking issues. So we were tracking for the lead event, but for some reason we were getting like double conversions, triple conversions in Facebook, and they were not matching up in typed form. I started to optimize for custom conversion instead, and I suggested, okay, I know we want website schedules. We're trying to get someone to come to the landing page, go to a type form, put their information in, book a call, pay $28, and then hey, you're gonna see the nurse. We were not seeing success with that, so instead I said, let's get, if we have a setter, which they had one. My opinion was, and honest, just full transparency, he wasn't good. That's my opinion. Because we were trying to get someone to pay $28 to book a time with a nurse. I wasn't too familiar with this kind of area of booking with a nurse, but I assumed if the person is really good on the phone, they could get $28 from that person. But in my opinion, the guy that was running the calls, doing all the calls, he wasn't really that good. So that's beside the point. I started to optimize for custom conversion. I said, let's get the lead, their information, their name, phone number, and their email, and let's call them, right? Once you get them on the phone, then if the person's good enough, then they will move them right on to the next phase of getting these weight loss shots with the doctor, having a consultation with the nurse to see if they qualify, if they're a good fit for the program, and so forth. Okay, so here is what is happening. So from the 1st to the 17th, I got in there, and of course I did my thing, right? So now we're going after, I created a custom conversion. I'm working with one of the media buyers. He's really good. He's ready to absorb. And so from this point, we're only able to spend $75 a day. It's not a lot of money, especially when almost everybody in this industry wants results now, but there's a lot of moving parts to making sure that that actually works. Because if it's off, if it's broken, the business model's not working well, then it's going to be a not pretty outcome. Because if there's no one calling the leads in 5 to 10 minutes, they forget, they're calling the next day, they're no longer interested. All that plays into a factor. Do we have email sequences going out? Do we have text messages going out? All that kind of stuff. Give me a sec. I'm going to sit down real quick. Okay. So I'm comfortable. So here's what we did, or what I did. Okay. So now we started to see results come in. As you can see here, from the 1st to the 17th, we had 10 comments. We started to optimize for 18 to 65 plus, right? Just opening up the ads. And then we started optimizing for 35 to 65 plus. So open wide, we're able to target Florida and so forth. Give me one sec. Okay, so we're targeting Florida. We did try interest, but I figured let's just open it up and let the message do all the heavy lifting. So again, now we're optimizing for custom conversion, and we have in this ad set, let's see what we got. Okay, so we're optimizing for this creative first. Then in the next one, we're optimizing for this one. Okay, but I'm going to show you what happened, what I did from the first. I'm going to show you the success we had. So in this ad set, it's just all open wide. So you can see here, these ads. Oh, let me go up again. This ad it generated 18 leads at 1636. So not bad. One generated at 4789 and two for 1389. I threw these other creatives in there just to see what it would do, but I wanted to optimize for the creative first and then throw in some other things. But I'm going to show you again the same thing with this particular ad set. So we have two of these ad sets, and I was using using the post ID. I just wanted to see, could we get some engagement? Could we get some really good success with it? Okay, so you can see this is for the 18th, 18th, 18th. These are all on the 1st. You can see it in my date. But what was really cool is, let's get this out, and you're going to see CTRs are high. Clicks all was high. CPC, amazing, 36 cents. Landing page views, I mean, we're getting our quality ranking above average, above average, you know. So it's really cool. We started to see a change. We were not retargeting just yet. Let me see. We started retargeting on the 11th. So in Go High Level, let me get out of here. All of March and a good portion of April, we had over thousands of unique visitor page views. Okay, cool. So we're back. Looking at the stats, let's go from March to here. We had 688 unique page visits, and we had people come into the calendars. That means they were going through Typeform and going through all that. So we're seeing that. So what's interesting was, I think we started here. And we had 1,200, so it started to go up. So now we have over 30 days of data. So what I did was I started the retargeting on the 11th, and we started to get leads, right? And they have a lot of UGC content, so we started to use one by one. We can't throw all of it in there, but we started to throw some of it in there as well. But when it comes to retargeting, I generally I have like a framework I go through. It's, the ad was boring. They didn't really find it at all engaging or interesting. So it's like, how do you combat that? How do you show what makes this unique? How do you show the person that this is an entirely different approach to the problem that they have? How do you show that? So I have a whole framework. It's in the community. It's in the school community. So that's the approach I took with my retargeting. But you can see that from the 1st of the 17th, generated 56, and now that we're targeting, we're optimizing for and tracking the custom conversion, it was actually equal to what we're seeing in Typeform, which was good. Now we have good tracking. But the premise of we have to have a low cost lead, that was what they were kind of pushing. They're mentioning the people I was working with, and it was just like, I really think that doesn't really matter. If we're getting leads even at $20 and they're going to buy this $2,500 program, that's like 100, X ROI. It's like, come on, right? If they're going to get $2,500 to pay for this program, and they're probably going to come again and buy other ways to get better, get their life back, things like that. That's what matters, right? So again, CPL, I really don't put no emphasis on that. If you have a good sales team, a good product, they will pay, like whatever it takes. Okay, so we started to actually optimize. I'm going to just show you this. I had a sequential retargeting campaign, which was 3 days, 7, 15, and 30. But I figured we had more data for the 30 days, right? All of March and a good portion of April. So let's just do for 30 days. Again, we all started on the 11th, and we have one copy was we had this UGC, and I tried something new that I saw, but it really didn't work out. But anyways, I'm going to show you some really cool stuff that I learned. The last 3 days was pretty cool. We did get some leads, but we put more in the last 30 days. So check this out. On the 18th the 18th was, I think it was on a Thursday. It was a Wednesday. So yeah, Thursday. I was like, how could I optimize this? How could I optimize this better? what could I do even though I have a limited budget? I don't want to take away budget from the already existing ad sets. So what I ended up doing, and I've done this a lot with other accounts, but again, I have a lot of big budgets, spending 20, 30, 40, 50,000 a month, 100 plus, on ads. That's easy to optimize and test. You want 50% of that budget to go to your workhorses, and then, kind of take it from there, A/B testing and things like that. So what I ended up doing, and I'm going to take you through this. This is the key. This is what I'm doing for low budget campaigns. Let's go through this one first. This was the common ad. This one right here. Even though I threw this one in here and this one in here, 20 at 21, we had one at 47, and then one at 1383. Since I know that this one was working, this particular ad was working. It's like, why is it working? Maybe just for this particular ad, and you can see here it has 15 comments and 25 reactions. It's working for this particular ad set. It's in a different pocket, and now we're like discovering this image works. Okay, so without trying to reinvent the wheel every single time, what can I do to make my life easier? As a media buyer, you're trying to figure out what is the path of least resistance. At the same time, you have proven information to dial in performance. So there are 4 blocks to an ad. Okay, let's write them down. In fact, hold on. In fact, I think I have them. Let me search for that real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have it. This was training that I've had access to for a while, and this is really cool. I went through it again, and this is really, really cool. So let's show you this part right here. So how to optimize an ad. There's a 64x4, and this is where it's like new tests come in. We teach this at the Human X program. Me and Lee are the coaches here at Human X. But I started to apply what new things I've been introduced to when it comes to an ad, and maybe we can optimize it to get better performance. At the end of the day, it's about performance. Too many people that I have worked with in the past are always wanting to know when things are dialed in. I really don't touch it. I leave it alone. I learned that from my buddy Jim. Okay, this guy was spending between 15 and 20K a day on his e-com store for Celtic Knot, and he wasn't even touching it for like 5 days. He'll come back to it later. It was already optimized because it had a lot of data on the account and the purchase data on Facebook, and so he would put that sucker at 5, 7, 8,000 a day with a cost cap of 77 and let the sucker fly. Before, I used to always stay in the account for hours at a time, and that sucks. You don't want to be a slave to your computer. So what could I do to optimize performance without sacrificing my life and time? So here's some of the things you can do. So as soon as you get a lot of this data into your account, you could change one of these areas. Now, the ad is made up of 4 blocks, right? We have the lead-in, which is that part right there. We have the transition, we have the sale, then we have the call to action. The idea is to test new consistent variations on these blocks. So you could change this, but you know what? I'm going to add this in here. Headline. That's the other thing I've been doing a lot lately. The last 2 years, I've been just changing the headline. No, in fact, actually, earlier than that, maybe like 2019, 2020, I started just to change the headline. Not bother with the copy, not bother with the creative, because it's stopping the scroll, but let me just change the headline, right? Because you're always trying to answer these questions. What do we test? What do we learn? Now, what do we recommend? Knowing those questions, what do we test? What do we learn? And what do we recommend? On the 18th, I launched new ads. And again, they are new ads. So here we go. Oh, I'm sorry, the 19th. And I started to see a difference. I started to see a change. Was it this one? Or let me go back. I'm sorry. It would be this one, I think it was. Yeah, we have the 18th here, 18th here. Okay. Let me go to this. So the 18th, I saw. Let me go up again. So this is my proven, right? Launched on the 1st. Then I have another 18th right here. I got spent $3. This one spent 41 cents. This one spent 72 cents. Then the 19th. Only one. In fact, let me go to the campaign level. So we had 7 leads that day. 2020 or the 20th. Started to see some things go up. We have 4 there. So go here. What happened here? So we got one here, one here, one here. The 21st. Oh, but I want to show you this. So we're spending $25 a day, right? So from the 1st to the 17th, the CPL was about $18. From the 18th to the 20th, from 18 to $9.52, we saw a change. Next, from the 21st to this week. In fact, let me go in 3-day blocks. 21st to the 23rd, 6 leads come in. Then the 21st to the 27th, we saw a change. So we started seeing a change. But I want to show, where's that at? Where's the big one at? Here it is. Here it is. I'm sorry. So the change, 18 to the 20th. Okay, so it's kind of high still. Showing the raw data. 21st to the 23rd. It dropped. Now look at this. From the 14th to the 20th, what was my control? It was the post ID. The post ID, because it has information on it. This one from the 14th to the 20th, 4 leads at 24.82. Then from the 21st to the 23rd, it shifted. Now my new ad is getting, and it was just, I made it more direct. Direct headlines are like 50% off, exclusive offer, very direct. Indirect is more of the emotional headlines, right? Again, suffering from sleep and things like that. 11 comments, and it stole. It really took the show from the post ID. Look at that, 11 leads, at $3.24. 24 to the 27th, continue to dominate. So I turned off the other ads. I kept this one on, but even though these were spending, I just left them off. But here's the really cool part. Remember, to get out of learning phase is really one of the goals of your media buying. Because if you get more conversions, you get out of learning phase, and then you become active, right? These have become active because from the 7th to the 13th, 27, 16, 52. The goal of the media buying is to get out of learning phase, you got to get at least 50 conversions. And then once it has 50 conversions, Facebook has enough information to show all these ads too, right? So at the end of the day, from the 21st to the 27th, we spent $376, generated 52 leads at $7.24. So at that point let's put some money into retargeting. Let's throw the same thing in there. Let me show you the retargeting. And this is the last video of this series, and I'll show you a few more things that we're doing. Again, high performing, right? On the 11th, let me kind of go into the details. Okay, so this one we added on the 23rd. So this was doing well. Let's do from the 1st to the 22nd. This ad was doing pretty good. You know, again, bottom line, some ads were getting some of the spend, but they weren't getting the amount of leads. But this one continued, eight leads at 13.25. Then on the 23rd to the rest of the month, I introduced a something a little bit different, right? At the end of the day, it's the result they want. That's what they want. What's interesting is I just threw this in there to test against the control, and this image began to outperform the control. And I just changed the lead-in, right? Going back into this, the lead-in, the top part of the copy, I just changed that. And then we have a smaller copy. But in this case, again, the headline is very direct, and the quote is just what crushed it. That's what crushed it. And it's that look, it's the end result. Look at how I look now. Look at that picture. Let me put on the little black dress. I'm going to go on a date. I feel confident. That is the end result. So from the 23rd to the 30th, 19 leads at 622. Not bad. Let's look at the CTR on this one. 1398. I think when I launched it on the 23rd, it was still pretty high. Look at that. Right here, 11%. And let's see, did it generate any leads? No, not yet. Let's do the 24th. 5 leads at $1.10. Boom. And outbeat the UGC. 6.62% and 5. Look at that. Beautiful. And it continues to dominate even going into this month. Yeah, $15 leads at $6 right? So that's kind of coming to the end of this little mini series of lead generation. What I've done is just how can we dial in performance. We started changing the landing page, what we were tracking, the messaging 100%. It has to be the messaging. And then we started to test different landing pages. So what was working before we did this big change with the landing page, what was working, again, like in the last part of the year of 23, and now we made this new landing page. Now let's see how can we get a higher opt-in rate of the conversion. So other than that, that's pretty much what I've learned. Again, if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. But again, the goal is to get a good stop rate, people to read the copy, a good indication you're getting good quality, you're on the right path is your CPC is going a little lower, because obviously anything below 50 cents, that's my aim, is now I'm getting good quality, people to click to learn more, because my messaging is on point. I have a good creative, it's stopping the scroll, people are engaging, and now how could I send them to a place where I can get their information so that the setter or the person in charge of reaching out to that person could get to them really quickly. And so we've done it really well with this one. And so, yeah. So if you have any questions, let me know, and be more than happy to answer anything you got. So, all right, guys, have a good one, and have a blessed evening on this May 6th. Take care, guys. Later.